Alright guys, welcome to another mukbang. It is a very hot day in Los Angeles today. I believe it is 10, the last time I checked it was like 104. And it's like 1 p.m. right now. So it's hot as hell. I'm glad I'm in my very air-conditioned car at the moment. My car is actually cooler than my apartment is right now, so I just wanted to get out of the house. It's supposed to be even hotter tomorrow. So I'm thinking I want to go to the beach. That's what I'm thinking. This is Labor Day weekend. I'm really hoping I will be able to go to the beach. I did hear things about maybe the beaches being closed here in Los Angeles. I really hope that's not the case because I gotta get out of the house tomorrow. It's gonna be hot as hell. So yeah, anyways, welcome back. Today we have, so this is a place that I actually saw on Instagram. I follow this page called LA Foodie, at LA Foodie. And they kind of just like, visit the hot spots around LA, the secret gems, the places that don't, that deserve all the attention. And so this place was posted on there the other day and it looked really good. So, yeah, it's called Potato Chips Deli here in LA. It's on Beverly Boulevard, I believe. And it looked really good in the pictures. And I love sandwiches. That's kind of what it's like, a sandwich place. And, like a standard sandwich and potato chips. So that's what I ordered. I didn't get a drink because I'm a fucking cheapskate. So I brought a bottle of water with me. Yeah, let's get into it. Let me show you what I got here. Ooh, this looks delicious. Alright, hopefully it's not, you guys saw my last video, I fucking spilled everywhere. Let's try not to do that this time. We got some dirty jalapeno heat potato chips. These are probably my favorite flavor. Potato chips, the jalapeno, any jalapeno chips I really like, especially these ones, which are really crispy and crunchy. And there's like fucking 1/3 of the bag in there, which is bullshit. I don't know what, like, I feel like before, maybe when I was a kid or something, when I used to dig into a bag of potato chips, that bag would be full as fuck. I don't know what this is all about. I guess it goes, again, back to, people being fucking cheapskates. Sorry, the street's a little busy. It's right around the corner from this place. I did manage to find a shady area, so I'm very happy about that on this very hot day. So yeah, I got my potato chips, and then here's the sandwich. I guess it doesn't look as pretty as it did in the pictures, but when does it ever, right? So let's do a thumbnail really to start. It's really awkward when people are fucking driving by. So yeah, let's do a thumbnail. Alright, yeah, so this is the Italian sandwich. They had a couple selections there. The Italian, I always love myself an Italian sandwich. Always have, that's kind of like my go-to Subway order. The, it's not Italian. Is it? It's either Italian or like BMT. It's the one, kind of like all the Italian meats. I honestly haven't been to Subway in a while, so I don't remember their menu as well. Yeah, anyway, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet today. Again, if you are a long-time viewer, and by long time I mean I've only been doing this, for like a month and a half or something. But if you have been watching, I appreciate it, and you would know that I'm trying to like transition into this healthier. I want to get into reviewing healthier foods. I guess sandwiches aren't totally healthy, especially like an Italian sandwich. And again, like I said in my last video, we're in this transitional phase, so we'll slowly get into it. I mean, I've done salads in the past, which were I guess not as healthy as they usually are on the menu either, but again, I'm trying. All right. So let's do this. This is the Italian sandwich from Potato Chips Deli. I just realized there's a person parked right across from me that's probably watching me film this. Well, whatever. Those chips. All right. Those flavors, though. What I like about that page that I was talking about on Instagram, LA Foodie, is like I said, it's like kind of they kind of highlight these undiscovered gems in LA. So it's not normally like the big places you would go to, you know, like fucking, you know, what, Mastro's or, you know, chicken, you know, just places that you wouldn't normally hear about unless you're like subscribed to, you know, one of these pages and you're like looking at it and you're like, oh, that looks good. I want to try it out. Obviously it works because that's like exactly what I did. So that's cool, and I think I'm gonna be using that going forward because they do kind of highlight a lot of like really good places, and it's here in LA, so there are plenty of like health food places to pick from. I'm spitting everywhere, Jesus. It's like a weird residential street. I hate parking on these kind of streets because, you know, sometimes I'm right outside somebody's place and it looks creepy. I know that's not like illegal to do. I know you're allowed to do that. It just looks weird, you know? Yeah, you can tell there's, what are they called? They're either banana peppers or pepperoncinis. I don't know if those are different. I always call them pepperoncinis, but I don't know if, I don't know if they're different peppers, but those are in the sandwich, and that makes it like real great. Growing up, my mom, she always made like really bomb sub sandwiches. And she put those pepperoncinis in there, and they just elevate the flavor to like a new level. There's a lot of activity out today. Everybody's getting out of the car, out of their homes. This guy's fucking running with a trash bag. I mean, I guess it's kind of, you know, it's convenient because It'd be cool to live on a street like this. It's convenient. You know, you can walk. That's what I see people are doing. They're walking with like their food orders and stuff. You know, so you can, you know, just walk down the street, get some food, have a nice little stroll around the neighborhood. But like I said, it's not really a nice little stroll right now because it's hot as hell. I think there's pickles in this as well. Pickles? Is it a pickle? Nah, that looks like a pickle. And also the pepperoncinis. Mm-hmm. Okay, now these people are about to walk right past me. Very, very satisfied with my decision to go to this place. Really good. What do I want to talk about today? I think, oh, you know, so I got kind of a late start today because, you know, the thing about living in LA is that it's really expensive. So more often than not, unless you're making like really good money, excuse me, you're gonna have roommates. And I don't know if I've told this story before, but I kind of found my roommates online, and it ended up working out really well, and they're like really cool and everything. But like I'm saying, today I got a late start because basically, so in our apartment we technically have two bathrooms. I think it's like we have one full bathroom and then one half bathroom. And I have two roommates in like a 2-bedroom apartment. So basically the way we do it is one of my roommates stays downstairs in the living room, and he has it kind of like sectioned off with one of those like screens. So like half of the living room is kind of like his bedroom, which is cool because it's like a big enough space to do that. And then you go upstairs, and then there's the bathroom, the full bathroom. The half bathroom is downstairs next to the kitchen. Then you go upstairs, and then there's the full bathroom, my bedroom, and then my other roommate's room. And we both have full bedrooms, obviously. There's a lot going on. Anyway, so when you live with two dudes, it's kind of tough, especially when, like, so there's that full bathroom, and that's the one with the shower. I don't ever go to the downstairs bathroom because I feel like that's just kind of, like, I let my downstairs roommate have that space. I don't even think my other roommate, like, really uses that down there either. And it's just, like, easier because we're already upstairs. But the thing is, like, if my other roommate, or even the guy downstairs, if he's like taking a shower or something, and I need to get ready, because all my shit is in the full bathroom right next to my bedroom. So if I need to get ready at all and somebody's using it, I'm screwed. I literally have to wait. And that's kind of what happened this morning. It wasn't even this morning. It was like noon or like 11:30 or something. I have insomnia, so I can't fucking sleep. And that means I sleep in. And that means I get a late start anyway, but that's a different video. So yeah, that kind of sucks. That's happened a few times where like I'll like walk out of my room and I'll be like, oh shit, somebody's using a bathroom. Guess I'll just go back to my room and sit there for a fucking hour. I mean, like, I get it. I'm sure I do that too to them. This is annoying. I just wish it wasn't so expensive to live here in LA. And again, I get it too, you know. LA's a big city. Tons of people move here every fucking day, really. Including myself. So I get it. I understand why the rent is so high. My rent honestly isn't even that high. And it helps, you know, with it helps with like 3 roommates in a 2-bedroom situation. That actually helps a lot. And like I said, I just got lucky. Found this place on Facebook Marketplace. Pretty sure I told this story already, so I'm not going to tell it again, but it's a cool place. I'm happy where I am at the moment. I love living in LA. Even if I'm not doing anything, like, it's just nice to like do stuff like this today. You know, it's just cool getting to drive through the city and just seeing, like, there's so much to do. I mean, I guess not right now because of Corona and everything, but that's what I do is, like, I drive around and, like, kind of, sometimes I take pictures of places if it's not, like, if I'm, like, sitting in traffic. You know, just so I know to revisit it. So I can revisit places later on. Although a lot of places are opening up again. As you may know, I am like back at work now. And it's interesting. I feel like people certainly aren't as afraid as they were of the virus. And I guess myself included, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. I really don't. Robert Pattinson just came out with COVID. I probably won't upload this video till next week, so that might be like old news at this point, but delicious. So happy I came here. What is this place? Villa Stanley? I wonder what this person's doing across the street from me. I can't tell because there's like a glare on there. I can't even tell if there's one. Oh, there's only one person in there, right? I wonder what they're doing because they're just sitting in the car like I am. Now this guy. Yeah, so this building next to me is, it looks like an apartment complex or something, but this guy, there was like movement coming in and out of it. This guy just came out to smoke, it looks like. He's like staring at me. But yeah, you know, having roommates is cool, especially during like COVID when you're not really supposed to be doing anything. You know, sometimes you got people to talk to. I was gonna say something else, I forgot though. I don't think they watch this video. Obviously they don't, because I don't advertise these videos anymore on like social media or anything. But you know, maybe one day they'll discover them. And I'm not talking any shit or anything. I'm just, this is what goes on when you live with other people. If I had it my way, I think I would live alone. I don't know. Oh my gosh. That was delicious. Oh, I was gonna say, yesterday we discovered that our oven isn't working. So that was like a thing. I don't know. I emailed our like property manager and she hasn't gotten back to me. So we might be out of an oven for a couple of days, which is fine, I guess. It's like a really narrow street. That was really fucking good. Yum. God, my fucking car, man. Once again, I think I've said this in a previous video, but I just recently got my car detailed. I've been trying really hard to keep it clean, but these fucking mukbangs are not helping. Because you can't really, I mean, stuff falls and you get dust. There's a lot of sandwich dust all over my car. Yeah, what the fuck? Crumbs and shit. God damn it. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess that's the topic of today. Roommates. They're cool. But I think they also remind you to, I mean, I've had some shitty roommates. Like, I've had a million roommates. I had, in the place that I lived before, I'll just tell, like, a quick story really quick, and then I'll wrap it up. But the place I was living before, as you may know, I'm going to film school, so I was living in, like, the student housing. I'm fucking 25 years old, and I'm living in student housing. Because that was just kind of, like, my option. I didn't really know what to do, because that was moving out for the first time. I'm fucking 25 and I'm moving out for the first time out to LA. And I don't know, like, I guess, you know, the thought of just like looking for apartments and shit kind of freaked me out. So I was like, well, you know, maybe I'll just try out the student housing for a little bit, see how that is. It ended up being real shitty. So I got put up in this tiny little studio apartment, which is probably about the size of my bedroom is. It might be a little bigger. I might be exaggerating like a little bit. It might be a little bigger than my bedroom, but not by a lot. So it was, yeah, it was like a studio. It had like a big closet. It's a semi-big closet, I guess. A kitchen, and you know, like our sleeping areas, you know, all in the same room. And then there was a door that leads into the bathroom, which was also shared with the apartment next door, which was weird. There was one time I was like getting undressed to take a shower, and the guy like walked in because for some reason like their part of the door didn't lock. So when I thought it was locked, it was actually unlocked, and they could fucking walk in whenever they wanted. That was weird. That was a little awkward, but yeah, it was not great. It was very tiny, it was very cramped, and you know what, I might have been able to, well, I ended up being able to, but so I got roomed with a roommate. He ended up being a real piece of shit. He, like I said, I'm 25. This kid was like straight out of high school. I guess he went to the same school, but you know, I never had any classes with him, and I guess he had been there a little before I was, but like I said, he's straight out of high school. You know, and it was kind of frustrating because while I was, you know, just moving to LA for the first time, and like I was job hunting, I was like, okay, well, I need to find out a way that I can like sustain myself. I had saved up a lot of money so I could make the move, but I was kind of running through my savings pretty quickly. So I was like pretty desperate for a job. So it was frustrating, you know, like going out every day looking for a job while like my dumbass roommate was sitting at home playing video games all day. You know, and no shade to anybody who does that, but you know, this kid, you know, living off of his daddy's dollar, his parents' money, which I guess is fine, you know, a lot of people do that. My parents didn't give a fuck about my college situation, so I always had to pay for my own college, which, you know what, different strokes for different folks. It's fine if you didn't do that. Like, I'm sure you have a great education now and you're like very happy and successful, and that's awesome, and that's probably why I'm not. But yeah, it was frustrating, you know, just, you know, trying to hustle while like this person's like literally sitting at home. And the thing is like he never left either. He was always home. And that's so goddamn annoying, especially like when you're, you know, getting home after a long day of work and you get home and this motherfucker is sitting in the same spot he was when you fucking left. You know, there was never any privacy whatsoever. Just, like I said, it was just a single room with the two of us. That, you know, this room had like the kitchen and, you know, our sleeping areas. There was no like section. There was no walls between us. It was like we were in the same room all fucking day. So like what I would do is I would just kind of like what I'm doing now. It's not, I mean, right now I'm not doing this to get away from my roommates, but yeah, I would just like find shit to do for the day so I could get away from this fucking kid. Because he wouldn't leave, like I said, he wouldn't leave. He would stay there all goddamn day, and I couldn't handle it. I need my space, and you know, I had to leave. I had to do something. He was very, I mean, I can go on and on about this fucking kid. I won't, because I want to wrap it up, but yeah, I mean, things just like, you could tell he had never lived with anybody before. I actually hadn't either. I mean, kind of, like, you know, I would stay with, I used to have a friend that used to live out here who doesn't anymore, but, you know, before I moved out to LA, I would come and visit, and I would stay out here with my friend for a couple days, and I would, like, sort of be living there, you know, for just a couple days, I mean, but, you know, I mean, there's a certain, like, what's the word, etiquette, you know, when you're living with somebody. You know, you want to keep your space clean, you want to keep the area clean, you want to clean up after yourself. This kid constantly left fucking dirty dishes in our tiny little sink. He had all of his shit everywhere. Like, I had to move his shit all the time. He hogged the fridge. Again, like, now, like, me and my roommates are very vocal about, like, how, you know, whose space is whose in the fridge. We've divided it up 3 ways, which is what you should do. There, like I said, you could tell it was this kid's first time living with somebody, so he, like, didn't know all of this shit, which is weird, because you wouldn't think that that's something, like, you'd have to be taught. I feel like that's just kind of, like, common sense, you know, kind of make space for other people, make sure you clean up after yourself, make sure you don't leave the fucking trash, like, piling up, make sure you don't pile up the fucking trash until it's, like, bursting out of the cabinet. We had, like, a little trash can underneath our cabinet, inside of our cabinet underneath the sink, and literally this kid would fucking fill up the trash, and, like, with his, you know, fucking recyclables or whatever, he would stuff that shit until it, like, the door was, like, propping open. So yeah, that shit pissed me off. What else? He had, you know, it's hot right now, but I moved into that place in January of this year, in the middle of winter, and this kid, I don't know, like, if he had, like, a body heat issue or something, but he wanted the AC running all fucking day, and like I said, it was in the middle of winter, so it's not like it was hot outside like it is today. I can't imagine how he would be living today. It's hilarious, but I mean, it's sad, but it's funny because we've gotten into it about it. It was the middle of winter, so, like, so having the AC on, you know, while it's cold outside as well, like, that shit gets cold. Like, there'd be many times where, like, he'd turn it on, and, like, there was no verbalization ever, you know. When we moved in, we talked, and, like, we kind of talked a little bit, maybe for the first couple of days, and then, like, maybe it was me, but I feel like he could tell that I was very just annoyed by everything he did. When you live with somebody in such a close, this guy keeps walking out. When you live with somebody in very close quarters like that, you begin to start to, like, hate everything they do. You like hate the way that they breathe, just the way that they fucking do anything, which is really unhealthy. And I wouldn't recommend it unless it's, like, somebody that you really care about. And even then, I feel like you learn a bunch of new things that you might not want to know. But this kid would have the air conditioner on all the fucking time in the middle of winter, and I'd have blankets on me sometimes because it'd be so fucking, like, freezing. And it got to the point where I was like, hey. So yeah, like, so he wouldn't say anything, he would just go and flip it on, and, like, so it got to the point where I'd be like, as soon as he flipped it on one time, I was like, hey, like, why? It's not hot out. He's like, oh, sorry, I'm kind of, like, hot. And I'm like, well, it's not hot, so I don't want that on. So he's like, oh, okay. And then, like, I don't know, I think I opened the window instead, or, like, I offered, like, well, why don't you just open the window? He's like, oh, okay. So he did that, and then it was the same thing, like, during, you know, when we went to bed too. Like, he would want the fucking AC on as well, and I'm like, hey, I don't want the AC on when I'm sleeping. You know, it's a different story when the weather's different, but when it's like, you know, fucking 50 degrees outside, I don't want the fucking AC on. So yeah, we got into it about that. There's just like a bunch of shit. You know, he's obviously very immature, didn't know shit about shit. And I guess I don't really hold it against him, but I was very happy to be out of there. I ended up complaining to like the housing coordinator so much that she kind of hooked me up with. It's funny because it was like right around when Corona hit. So when Corona first hit, he ended up going back to his family, I guess. I don't know, because he never fucking said anything. He literally just like packed up and walked out, didn't say anything. That's what I'm saying. It's like, at least have the balls. I feel like he got kind of like scared of me because I kept like telling him shit. Truthfully, I held back a lot and I wanted to say a lot more shit, but it got to the point where I had to like at least verbalize something. So these people are fucking creepy. They just walk out and stare at the street. Sorry, but God. So I ended up complaining to my housing coordinator so much that she ended up, So he ended up going back home, I believe, because they didn't return for like a week or two maybe. And then I got like an email from my housing coordinator who I had been complaining about the whole time. I'm like, hey, like, what's it gonna take for me to like get a new roommate or like get a new place? So after Corona hit and he left, I got this email, which was funny because I was kind of already like by myself in the first. I mean, he left a lot of stuff there, so I was like, well, he's obviously coming back at some point. But so I was up there alone and I was kind of like really enjoying it. And then my housing coordinator, she hit me up and she was like, hey, these people like left. How do you feel about having your own place? And I was like, fuck yeah, sign me up. So I think the next day I ended up moving in there. And yeah, and it was great. And I had a great time by myself. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think I kind of fell in. I think it was like the COVID and everything of it all that just kind of, you know, really kind of like dampened the mood. I was already in like this depressed. That's another video that I can probably talk about. I don't really want to, but you know, this whole move to LA was kind of accompanied with, you know, by just a lot of depressing things. You know, one thing after another. So I wasn't feeling too great. So once I moved into that place by myself, I ended up, you know, there was a period where I did get like super depressed again, and I started like smoking weed again and drinking, which I was off for like, I think I had gone like 6 months, like completely maybe not completely sober, but 6 months off of pot for sure, and then maybe 5 or 4 without drinking, and I kind of just gave in, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm sad, I'm lonely, I just got Animal Crossing, I have nothing else to do, so that's what I would do all day. But then my lease was up and I was like happy to get out of there anyway. The places were too small and too expensive, so yeah. And then, like I said, I found this like really cool place that I am now, and I'm really happy, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, anyway, that's the end of my story. Sorry it's very long. Okay, this person's finally getting out. I don't know. I want to get out of here because this is just awkward, so thank you guys for watching if you are, and I'll see you guys in the next video.